Good evening, everyone. My name is Sir Jude, and here is the video lecture for our very first lesson this year, 2025, no? So, even though kukonti lang po yung mga pumasok yesterday and today, I started conducting our first lesson this morning kasi limited lang ang time frame ng third quarter compared sa previous quarters, no? And because we're now um, going to discuss reproductive system in full detail, especially next week, no? So this topic, this entire conversation will be rated as PG, no? There will be themes, there will be parts, no? That are easy to poke fun of, that are also easy to insert maliciousness. Kaya please be open-minded and widen your circle of consciousness when it comes to the following topics. And sa first session natin sa 2025, we talk about sex. So ano nga ba ang sex? When we say sex has two major definitions. The first one is actually a verb and it refers to lovemaking or intercourse. So the act of two people, heterosexual, one male, one female, performing a copulation is an act of sex as a verb. Sometimes they may plan to conceive a baby. They may also not plan to have a baby, depending on their priorities. Now, the other definition of sex has something to do with what I mentioned a while ago, being male or female at birth. So this is sex as a noun. So sex as noun refers to identity according to reproductive organ at birth. We don't get to choose our reproductive organs at birth. Kung ano na po yung nabuo during cell division, especially when we were still zygotes or fetuses inside our mother's womb. We don't that's one of life's choices we're in. We don't That's one of life's blueprint that we technically don't have any choice, no? However, if you choose to remain your reproductive organs with you or to have them replaced or changed or modified, no? You may do so once you have the proper consciousness, once you've gained confidence, and once you have enough money to do that. I mean, it's a free country, and aside from that, nagkakaroon na po ng uh, thankfully healthy conversation when it comes to sex. Now, speaking of gender, I will leave that in your Araling Panlipunan class because this is biology and we're going to focus on the reproductive system, specifically male and female. Now, so because sex as a noun refers to identity according to reproductive organ at birth, no? So OB-GYNs or rather midwives who deliver babies, no? They were the ones who determined the primary sex characteristics of human beings. No? So how do we know if a person is a male? So by looking at their penis or their tite. How does a person know if a baby is a female? So they look at the vagina or the puke. So these are two of just some parts of the reproductive system that are often again poked fun or inserted maliciousness with, no, because they sound funny to others, and normally there's probably shame when people talk about these two terms or these two translations. But if a kid were to ask you if they're pointing at the reproductive organs, what do you call those organs? Then you refer to the actual names. There's no harm in telling the actual names. Penis, tite for boys, vagina or puke for girls. Now, sir, how about people who were born with penis and a vagina? No? So those people are called hermaphrodites. And believe it or not, only one of those will function. One will be active and the other one will be deactivated. So it's impossible for them to undergo self uh, intercourse or self-conception because only one of them will work. The other one will not work at all. It's just there. If you want to have one removed, then you have to undergo an operation or a surgery. All right. So let's now move on to the pituitary hormones, the ones that are mildly responsible for what we call libido or sa Tagalog po ay libog. So it starts with our pituitary gland, which is found below the hypothalamus inside our brain. And the pituitary gland secretes two pituitary hormones, special hormones. So the first is the follicle stimulating hormone, abbreviated as FSH. It is responsible for the production of sex cells, namely sperm and egg. On the other hand, we also have the luteinizing hormone, LH, no? Responsible for the production of sex hormones, which are estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Okay, so because we have two sexes, male and female, uh let's go into the type of sex cell or sex hormone produced by FSH and LH respectively each gender. So let's start with males. So for males, no, the follicle stimulating hormone produces sperm cells, which are actually naturally biologically manufactured inside the testes or testes or testicles, otherwise known as bayag in Tagalog. So we have two testes now covered by what we call the scrotum or kasuputan, which is found outside our body for males only. Now, the luteinizing hormone is responsible naman for the production of the sex hormones. For males, it is the testosterone that dominates over estrogen and progesterone. Okay, now it's the time for the females. For females, the primary sex, sorry, the follicle stimulating hormone produces egg cells, which are biologically manufactured inside the ovaries or ovario. So just like in testes, the ovaries of females have there are two ovaries for females. This time they are found inside and they are kind of apart from each other, separated by the fallopian tube. Okay, while the luteinizing hormone is responsible for the production of sex hormones, and for females, it is the estrogen and progesterone that dominate compared to testosterone. Okay, so why did we discuss hormones and how are they related to libido and especially to the next slide, no? So because these hormones and cells are actually part of or responsible for what we call the secondary sex characteristics, no? At some point, our libido starts or reaches its peak when we enter our teenage chapter, otherwise known as adolescence or even puberty. That's the time we start exploring or being fascinated with our sexual desires, no, as part of our identity, which is pretty normal and there's nothing wrong with exploring our sexuality. So here are some of what happens during adolescence, no? We're going to classify the secondary sex characteristics if they're experienced by males, females, or both. Let's start with menstruation or pagre-regla, which this is the last topic that we will discuss in reproductive system. Kasi next week we will have male, then female, and then menstruation. So menstruation or pagre-regla or buwan ng dalaw is experienced by females. Then widening of hips also by females. Deepening of voice experienced by males. Higher pitch of voice experienced by females. Enlargement of breasts also experienced by females. Growth of Adam's apple experienced by males. Broadening of shoulders also by males. Emergence of body hair, beard, balbas, mustache, bigote, armpit, buhok sa kilikili, and pubic hair, otherwise known as bulbul, the hair found or surrounding the private organs, no? Or the reproductive organs. This particular secondary sex characteristic is experienced by both males and females. Okay, and that's it for this video lecture. Talagang sinadya kong short lang muna ang lesson natin for today because I know na karamihan pa sa inyo ay wala pa talaga sa mood mag-aral and may hangover pa from the long Christmas vacation. So, let's just wrap up. So, the pituitary gland secretes two hormones, FSH and LH. What do each acronym stand for? So, remember, FSH is follicle stimulating hormone, while LH is the luteinizing hormone. What does LH secrete? LH secretes sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. What does FSH secrete? FSH secretes sex cells, sperm cells for males, egg cells for females. Where do females produce egg cells? Ovaries. Where do males produce sperm cells? Testes, testes, testicles. Which sex hormone or hormones are greatest in males? That's testosterone. Which sex hormone or hormones are the greatest in females? We have estrogen and progesterone. Now, what you see in this slide is the annual estimated population of the Philippines from 1955 down to 2025 and then extending up until 2100. So even though so far we have 3 days now in 2025, our estimated population, current population is 120,864,358. So that's a lot, and that means we are kind of overpopulated. The younger generation, 1990s and beyond, no, has the trend nowadays, no, not to conceive children. I'm not saying all, I'm sure meron pa rin, but uh focus kasi so far ngayon ay mental health, uh making a career, earning money kaysa sa building a family. So this number is quite large, and that makes us, again, as what I mentioned, overpopulated, but technically not overcrowded. And estimating the trend, no, so from 1960 to 2025, our population increases, no, but and statisticians also expect the same from 2025 and until 2100 also to increase. And this is kind of alarming, especially that it's the poor that it's from the poor or low budget income of people or families that have a greater number compared to a higher earning group of people or the elite. It saddens me, even though this is not biologically related anymore, no, but it also has economic consequences because some of her children may be robbed of their childhood. They may work at an early age. Some of them may be early breadwinners, and it breaks my heart that some children will get to experience those, especially labor, at a time when they're expected just to play or to study or to enjoy simple pleasures in life. No, but who am I to judge? We have different families. We have different expectations, we have different scenarios. So what I'm just saying is, you know now the trend, it's now your choice whether to follow the trend or to deviate the trend. Okay? So I would like to end this short, very quick video lecture with these quotes, no? So first, the best sex happens when there's trust, respect, and a deep emotional connection. A lot of people think that sex is just an expression of physical intimacy, a release of boredom, a release of stress, one way to unwind or to liberate oneself from pressures in life. But strongly believe that uh, best sex happens when there's spiritual intimacy between the person that you love. not just in lust with, but actually in love with. And it's very hard and rare to find pure and honest love nowadays. No? And the last quote, education of both women, men and women is a wonderful contraceptive. Lots of people say we will tackle contraceptives when we get into male and female reproductive system next week. Some people say that condoms are the most effective contraceptive. I beg to disagree. When it comes to those decisions, uh, they're entirely up to the person performing the deed, no? So, nasa choice pa rin ng tao if they will have sex or produce a family. And as I mentioned, education talaga and open-mindedness ng tao ang pinaka-powerful na contraceptive out of all. And with that, good night. See you next week. And prepare your questions. No? A lot of you nag-send ng maraming questions. Interested talaga sa topic na to. We will get to answer them next week. Goodbye.